Hey guys, today I'm going to be making chorizo and potato flautas. Super easy, super inexpensive, and they are so good. So let's get started. You will need some corn tortillas, some chorizo, some instant mashed potatoes, or you can boil your own potatoes. And I'm gonna make some conchas on the side, so whatever side you want to make. Some vegetable oil and some all-purpose flour. Let's get started. First things first, we're going to go ahead and preheat our oil. We're going to be dipping our corn tortilla into the oil very slightly, not too long, just to where our corn tortilla is bendable, so that it's not so stiff and breaks. So I'm just going to go ahead and count out my corn tortillas that I'm gonna need. And then I'm going to take one of them and dip them in there, give it a swirl with my spatula, take it out, place it on my napkin, and I'm going to continue this process for all of my corn tortillas that I am going to be needing for my flautas. Next, we're going to be taking our chorizo and placing it into a pot so that it can cook. We're going to be using the same pot for our mashed potatoes, so that's why I chose a pot over a pan. And I'm going to be throwing all of this chorizo in there, all 3 of those little tubes that you saw. Once I have all of my chorizo in my pot, I'm going to give it a stir and let it cook. Once it's cooked, you'll see the next step. Once it's cooked, I'm going to put all of my chorizo into a bowl and set it aside. Again, in the same pot, I'm going to be making my instant mashed potatoes. So I'm going to be putting 4 cups of water because it calls for 4 cups for these 2 packs. Then I'm going to be slowly pouring in my instant mashed potatoes and stirring along the way. I may have played this portion a little too long, but I think this is so satisfying, just watching the liquid turn into mashed potatoes. So I hope you feel like it's satisfying like I do. So yeah. Once all of the mashed potatoes are mixed in, I'm going to go ahead and just mix in my chorizo by pouring it in there and just mixing it up. Now I'm just going to start a little assembly line. I have my corn tortillas, my baking pan that I'm going to be putting my flautas on. I have my potato and chorizo, my all-purpose flour. And in this cup, I have 1/3 cup of water, and I'm going to be adding 4 teaspoons of flour into it. You can do 4. I should have done like 5 or 6 to make it a little bit more thicker. This is going to work as like a glue for our flautas, so that way they do not come apart in the pan when we're frying them up. This technique works so good. I have tried to use the toothpick method, and it was a fail. I didn't like it at all. So I started this method, and it is brilliant. It works so good. And you will see once you try to make this. And just taking a corn tortilla, and this mixture of potato and chorizo, you do not need any more than what I'm putting, because if you put too much, it'll just come out of the flautas and it'll be a mess in the pan that we're going to be frying them in. So I just put a little bit of the mixture into the corn tortilla. That might even be too much, but I put it already, so yeah. All I'm going to be doing is rolling them up, then putting some of that flour and water mixture at the very end. This is going to work as a glue and keep it sealed. So I'm just going to roll it and keep it on the seam side down, just so it can stick further. And I'm going to continue this process for the rest of my flautas. Once I have my flautas rolled, I'm just going to gently place them into this hot oil, laying them seam side down so that it can further seal. As you can see, when I pick them up, they don't come apart. Like, the flour and water mixture is really, really helpful. So you can lay a few down as much as you want that fit in your pan. You can put just a few, or you can put as many as I'm putting. It's really your preference. Just know that it does pop, so be cautious and do not get popped. I've gotten popped a time or two and it does not feel very good. So anyway, so yes, I'm just laying it down like this, and I'm going to let them cook, and every so often I'm going to flip them. Once the flautas are to your preference with crispiness, you're just going to take them out. I laid mine down in a container with some paper towel so that way it can absorb that excess oil, but you can lay them down however you want. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and take them and put them into this container, let them sit until I'm ready to serve. And I have extra potato and chorizo left. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it in a container so that way I can make some more later on. I'm going to serve my flautas with some guacamole. If I had sour cream, I would be having sour cream too, but unfortunately I do not have sour cream today. So I'm just going to be smashing up these avocados. And my girls got home from swimming, so they wanted to say hi to the camera. And here's the finished product with my flautas, my conchas, and my guacamole. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you give it a try, let me know, and thank you for watching. Bye!